All right. Another calculator feature. This is the one sample t-test. If you go under stat test, you'll see it's the second option. This is, again, another one of those cases where the name of the calculator test is actually a little bit different than what we say, right? This basically doesn't have the preface of a one sample, which when you're naming the test, you should have. But there it is, option number 2. The t-test is the one you're looking for. The first example to run through here is it's the first one from your 9-3 day 1. It's the one on the hours of music. Okay. This was a data mode. So if you want to follow along, you've the PDF document has the data. Or you could just look at the screen here because I'll scroll down. Right now you can see the first 7. It had 12 pieces of data total. Okay. But this is a data mode, so you gotta throw it all in this one. I'll show you 2 in this tutorial. We'll use a data mode, and then I'll show you a stats mode too. So once you have all that in, we head over to the test. As mentioned, we should be in data mode. Now this part's a little bit different from the confidence interval, but it was the same for proportions. Is whatever number we had in the null hypothesis, we got to have that. So in this problem, the radio station claimed to play 50 minutes of music an hour. We're suspicious of that, so mu sub O has got to be 50. Data's in list 1. Keep the frequency at 1. This should be a less than, because we think that, again, they're playing less than 50 minutes. But again, the approach to take there is for which side is by the time you're going to the calculator, you should have already written HA. And the symbol that you're seeing on the screen should look exactly like what you wrote in HA. Go hit calculate. And you've really got 4 things that you're looking for. The t-score you want, p-value, and then showing your work to get the t-score, you would need x bar. That's, the sample of 12 that was taken. That's the average of how many minutes of music was played, which, again, less than 50 like we thought. And then S of 2.81, right? That's what led us to use a T procedure, as we didn't have sigma. That number would come up in the calculation too. Only thing that would come up in your do step that's not on here is you should quote the degrees of freedom as 11. The calculator quotes the sample size, but that one you just have to be a little bit picky and make sure that you remember. Okay. Just get in the habit that when you're doing a 4-step in that do step, if you're doing a T procedure, whether it's an interval or a test, quote the degrees of freedom no matter what. It should always be on there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to switch over to one other. Same lesson, actually, 9-3 day 1. This is the don't break the ice problem. It's still a t-test. Okay, but this one allows you to go over into stats mode. Okay, that's all the statistics from the other problem that we just did. Really, there's 3 things you need. Technically 4, but the first one you're always going to have, right? The value for mu in HO, that was 29.5 because that's the width that the cubes are supposed to be. Here's really the 3 things you have to have. And on the music problem, we didn't have them. We just had the data. And we certainly could have gone to calculate them first and then done stats mode, but that would just be a really inefficient way to do it. Because all that's going on in data mode is the calculator's just finding them. You know, it's going to find X bar and S and then just crunch the numbers. But in this problem, we were told that X bar was 29.4874 and that S was 0.093. And sample size was 50. Sample size is, you know, in every problem is given. So the two really critical pieces of information this problem told us was X bar and S, right? If we have those two statistics, we can run the test, right? That's why this is called stats mode. This was a not equal to, because we're testing to see if the cubes are too wide or too narrow, right? They need to be just right. And from here, you're getting the same info, right? Other than now, when we look down here, like this is less enlightening than it was in data mode because we already knew those numbers, right? With the music problem, we didn't know. And we needed to write those out when we did our work for the t-score, but still, these two are brand new. We have our t-score and we have our p-value.